versus Omega. And boys, we already talked about, you know, what team comps we favor more, and we can see it pretty much. I want to go back to what you said, Renmar, about skirmishes, early skirmishes. I mean, when it comes to skirmishes, who comes out on top in the early game right here?
Well, if ONIC decide to fight Omega when that Divine Judgment on Chaknu is up, it will be Omega. But if they can get a small skirmish before he gets to level 4, then ONIC has a good chance of being able to fight back as long as Renjo isn't nearby to mess him up.
Yeah, and here we go again. Early skirmishes is the key, I think, right now, because Omega has this Bane pick. This is the first time we've seen Bane in the jungle, and again, a Bane versus an Aulus. How does that play out? And who wins that?
I haven't even seen an Aulus jungle versus a Bane jungle. Again, this is very experimental in terms of competitive metas. But what I like to say during this matchup is Kyrie's jungle right now, this Aulus, it's more auto-attack centric. You could say the same for the Bane, but Bane comes in bursts. Aulus comes in, goes all in.
Yeah,
Bane comes in with bursts, so you need to maintain distance, but BMO, just got a little bit of poke here. I do think that BMO, he plays more like a tank whatever he plays. Like, he plays everything as Brock.
Yeah, to help answer the question that that Naisu had earlier, it's going to be dependent on the timing of KLVJ's deadly catch and the charge run for the Aulus. Because again, this Bane doesn't have flicker, so he won't have that quick movement speed or quick dash out or escape from team fights. He will be able to use his second skill to be able to get a little bit more movement speed, but if he gets caught without his deadly catch by the ultimate of the Aulus, and the Aulus has his charge and it's one-on-one, Aulus stands a good chance.
Yep, and here we go. We got the first turtle for the taking. Omega going to go ahead and start that one. Kyrie just around the corner. Dolarski as well. Renzio coming to the party. Beloyski's pretty low, but he's going to go ahead and start on Chaknu, forcing him out. There's the turtle secured over by KillVJ. The flicker's coming down. There's the slam dunks as well. Renzio is just going to go ahead and back off. Both very low, but there you go, the first turtle going over to Omega.
A lot of zone control coming in from Omega here. The deadly catch plus all of the abilities of the Kaja actually threatens a large area whenever they go and take objectives. This is what Omega wants. This is the Omega that we're used to see. The Omega before, back when there's still...
Forgot a code. I would always try, and I never got lucky enough, man, because I know they're limited.
Hey,
so.
Man, one day you will. Believe.
One day.
Some kids are just really fast with their fingers, my G.
Yeah, you gotta manifest it, bro.
Well, back to the game. So far, I would say Omega at this point, they do have proper control of the early game, but one mistake could just change that all, because ONIC Philippines, they know how to make right decisions.
Yep, and I mean, ONIC, they're not down much, even though they gave up a turtle. And that's usually the case with first turtles. I mean, you can actually, we've seen it many times. Turtles across the board giving up, and then a team can still turn it around with their team composition, right? And again, going back to early skirmishes here in the gold lane, we talked about it a little bit before going into day one here. What do you guys make out of the changes for gold lane? Maybe for some of the viewers that aren't really aware of what happened to the gold lane.
Well, for the gold lane, you have more opportunities to score more gold out of the energy shields, and overall, just be safer if ever you do get a dove early on. So for ONIC Philippines, who's running a marksman in the gold lane, it's really good for them considering the marksman patch that allows you to deal more damage to energy shields. But right now, I feel like they really can't capitalize on that because they are up against Kelra's Lunox here. Better wave clear, better control over the lane, and that means you really can't score a lot of turret play.
Yep, and here we go again. Another turtle is up. They got to watch out for the Divine Judgment. Ooh, there it goes, and the deadly catch on top of it. Chaknu trying to flicker out. Kyrie getting really low. Can he get the kill? He does, but he gets taken out by Etu Max, and now the flicker from Dolarski. There's the demonic force, but they're just going to back up here. Another turtle secured for Omega.
And this is what the combo is for Omega. Pull them to the Sharks. One Divine Judgment coming in from Chaknu straight to the deadly catch. There's no way you're going to be surviving that early on. I feel like the only person that could truly survive that, even with a full burst, would be a shielded up Dolarski. And Chaknu will never pull Dolarski.
Yeah.
Saw BMO, immediately went for him. And Omega, immediate -1.
Yeah, they got to watch out for Chaknu because those divine judgments are going to be the saving grace for Omega and the bane for ONIC. No, no pun intended. There's literally a bane on the team, but they have to watch out for that. And the thing on top of that is Chaknu, the Chak Mamba himself. I mean, as much as a difficult time Omega has had, he still is in the top 5 for assists.
Yeah, I do think that Chuck Mamba is killer instinct incarnate for a lot of the support or the tanks here in MPL. He really does have that kill switch where if he finds an opportunity, even if it's a small window, he has the guts to pull it off, and most of the time, it makes for great highlights. We gotta remember from last season, Brenny Sports versus Execration. He pulled off one of the most miraculous setups in the longest game of the season. That was quite unforgettable.
Yeah, but what I like about Chaknu is he's really showing that he's versatile. I mean, he's not just, he might be known, hold on, Etu, Maxi, and Chunked really low, and he's going to get taken out. There's a flicker from Beloyski trying to get kill VJ. He's running for his life. Another flicker from Bimo, but they're not going to be able to kill VJ here. And again, that's a win this time for ONIC. It is 2-2 across the board. The gold is even. Now more turtles might be in the hands of Omega, but they're slowly clawing their way back here for ONIC.
I like the use of Undying Rage coming in from Kyrie. Great trajectory, landing both in KLVJ and Entomax, actually forcing Entomax to pull out Nibiru's Passion immediately, together with the deadly catch. Right now they are down in ultimates. This might be bad for Omega.
Yeah, I mean, here's another turtle. The Divine Judgment is available. There's the Falling Star Moon. The Slam Dunks coming out too. And the turtle is going to be taken over for ONIC. And now Omega trying to run back into the safety of their jungle.
Yeah, that's the reason why that was bad for Omega in the first place. They didn't have their ultimates up in time. ONIC Philippines, on the other hand, Ola's ultimate isn't that game-breaking, but
Delarski going back in, gets a kill. Etu Max surviving. The turret in mid is still up, though. Calroy doing his best to survive and keep that turret alive as well.
A lot of great plays coming in from ONIC for the past 3 minutes. Great positioning coming in from their carries, and Delarski has surprisingly put up a lot of damage despite being the tank of the team. Well, technically, the tank of the team. This is the power of the Bane jungle, by the way.
Siege.
Just going in for the siege, using your deadly catch as a means to establish that zone and also to deal turret damage.
Yeah, and what KLVJ and the rest of Omega have been doing is, if even though they lost a skirmish or a team fight, but KLVJ is alive, knowing that the cooldowns are not yet available for the side of ONIC PH, you will immediately try to find control in the lane, and it's working out for them as so far. That's already both side lanes down for Omega, but Omega has been able to take down the mid lane of ONIC, giving Omega more access to the jungle of ONIC PH.
Yeah, they're on a hunt too, Omega. I mean, any time that Chaknu's Divine Judgments is ready, Omega knows that this is their time to grab a kill, make the odds in their favor, and put pressure around the map. That's the one benefit of having a Kanj on any team.
Yeah,
anytime it's available.
We have to watch out for real quick, though, that Hatred just picked up the Berserker's Fury, so expect the damage of this Bruno to spike up considerably.
Yeah, in ONIC Philippines, they do have proper positioning around this turtle area, but this just might be bad if they check the bushes at the wrong time.
Oh, Etu Max, he gets a lot of damage, but he's able to survive with that flicker, and they're actually able... All of them are able to survive. I figured one would get taken off, and the middle turret is still alive. And as Renmar mentioned, the Berserker's Fuse available on the Bruno. Hatred is now going to be online. Look at the damage on the turtle, and there you go! The initiation, Delarski zoning them out, but hold on. Renzio gets the Demonic Force out. He's on top of Bimo. He's going to go and work on him. Can he commit? No, sir, he can't. But the rest of the teams, Chaknu gets taken out by the damage from Kyrie's Aulis.
My god, Omega at that point, they did lose that initial, they lost the turtle for sure. They've also lost the initial battle, but when Chaknu got his hands on Delarski didn't even survive more than a second. That's the power of the Kaja pickup, but ONIC, they knew what they wanted. They got the turtle, got 2 kills out of that as well. This might just be a 1v1.
Kyrie looking to focus on Renzio. He's got tons of damage. Can the dwarf take him down under the turret? There he goes. He's working on him, but he's going to get taken back. He gets the turret, though. Very, very close for Kyrie.
Man, the entire gold lane for the side of Omega's already been shaved off. Only the inhibitor turret remains, and you would be surprised because if you look at the turret score, ONIC now ahead by 1 turret. It could be 4 if they take down this mid lane. You would expect that Omega would win the turret war, mainly because they have this Bane, but I feel like ONIC, they know their rotations faster. That's the reason why they get more turrets.
This is why ONIC is number 2 in the standings. I mean, they know exactly where to put the pressure points, and they do it very well. I mean, even objectively for the Turtles, the turrets, they have the advantage there. And at this point, itemization-wise, ONIC is definitely getting an advantage over Omega. Omega has to do something to stop them.
Yeah, Hatred already on his 2nd or 3rd item here means he's going to deal even more damage, and it might just go in.
There's the initiation into the base of Omega, but it's just going to be a little bit of a tease there. Here comes Renzio looking to finish this off. Can they bait him out? Oh, there's the Divine Judgment, and he gets taken out. Goodbye, Beloyski.
My God, Omega, they really know when to strike ONIC Philippines, but ONIC, they always win that trade-off. Yes, they lost 1 person, but they dealt so much damage on the inhibitor turret down bottom lane. And ONIC Philippines, they're definitely winning the map war here. More control over the areas, and they might even get this level 1 Lord.
Yep, Omega's starting up. Lord's getting chunked really low. Look at the damage, though, on top of the team. Double kill going over to Kyrie. And now Chaknu on the retreat. Kelro might be in trouble here. Pops the Brilliance, but it's going to be too late as he eventually gets taken down. The flickers on top of it. And that's the power of Hatred with that Bruno as well.
And ONIC actually stole away that Lord from Omega. Omega had a good position to take down that Lord, but the sheer damage coming in from ONIC, stealing away that level 1 Lord. This is massive for their map control right now. Look at Kyrie.
They can keep going.
This is how you play Aulus. Aulus is not a skirmish heavy person, but look at this.
Oh, Chaknu has to flicker out. Brentio doing his best with the Demonic Force. Can he zone them out enough? He is the tank for Omega, trying to help them out here. And now the mid turret for Omega goes down. What can they do to defend here?
Wave clear all day. They do have some sort of wave clear coming in from Entomax, but they gotta stay careful. But dives like this!
Dives go into the base. The Lord knocking on the turret. It finally goes down. Are they going to be able to survive this one? Will ONIC just back off? The Lord's still up. They're finally going to take this one down. Now ONIC's eyes are on the top lane.
ONIC Philippines, after having a very even mid-game, they suddenly exploded into this late-game beast with Hatred. Yes, Hatred is 1-0-0, but the sheer pressure that Hatred puts to Omega is more than enough to tell Omega to play in a manner of safety, that they can't get any other objectives apart from their own.
Yeah, and it's not just Hatred applying so much pressure. BMO and Delarski have been on point with their initiations. It was BMO's entry with the Circling Eagle which led to ONIC being able to steal away the Lord from Omega. And so far, Delarski, ever since, what, the 6th, 5th minute, has been on point with the entries with the Falling Star Moons to whittle down the members of Omega in the start so that ONIC has a chance to turn the team fight around.
I really like that about Delarski, man. He goes in just at the right time, throws the initiation in, and lets everybody else follow up and clean up. And I mean, you have Kyrie and Hatred both performing very well, providing so much damage. Hatred is 1-0. He's 1-0-0. But the damage that he provides and then Kyrie following up on that is insane. So Omega has to do something here. They are the ones with a tank, but what are they going to be able to do against so much damage and pressure coming out from ONIC? I mean, they can't even get their resources.
Yeah, and ONIC at this point, they could go for any fight at any given time.
There's the stun, but look at the jungle as well. Okay, hold on. They're just going to back off. Chaknu goes in, pops the concealment. He's okay. Everybody just gets initiated on, but they're going to survive. Renzio looking to start something again. Can they follow up him, or is he just going to take the damage? There's the deadly catch to back him off. And he's going to survive for another day.
None of those ultimates landed, and they kind of burned it out for nothing. No big waves coming in so far, but ONIC Philippines, they still have all of their flickers up. Could definitely take Omega by surprise here. A 7k gold lead on the side of ONIC means Hatred might just be unstoppable the moment that they go in. There's only one condition left for Omega. Take down Hatred the moment he dashes in.
And lately we've been seeing KLVJ have a difficult time catching anyone with deadly catch, but it's not his fault. Look at the lineup for ONIC. Delarski can boost his movement speed. BMO can boost the team's movement speed, give them dashes. Hatred can slide tackle away. Kyrie can increase his movement speed. Baloyski can either stun him or be able to run away. He'll probably be the only one to eat a deadly catch if not careful, but the rest of ONIC can just run away scot-free.
Yeah, I like how, I mean, they know Delarski's here, but look at the backup that Delarski has as well. Kyrie, double buffed, has all his items that he pretty much needs at this point. And I mean, that's what's scary when you're going against, I mean, and all it's like we haven't seen him played many times, but it's evident that when he has the items, the damage is absolutely insane. And also, I just want to mention, seeing Aulus run around the jungle is very entertaining.
And Aulus, the only problem for Aulus pickups is the way that he enters. He has to walk to the back line, but the fact that ONIC Philippines drafted the Mathilda eliminates that.
Yep.
Jacknew looking to get a pick off here, but he's not going to pull the trigger just yet. Renzio also zoning him out. Lord's going to go ahead and reset here. Everybody's just waiting, but look at the damage on top of him. Here comes everyone. Etu Max also has to get out, but look at the back lane. BMO and Delarski working on top of Kelra. All the meanwhile, Renzio is going to get taken out there as well. Lots of damage on top of Delarski, though. Is he going to be able to commit to this? No, sir. The Brilliance pops. There's the flicker. Beloyski out of there as well. Omega does have the damage if they are able to pull this off. Is the Lord going to go over to ONIC, though? That is the question. Omega not going to give it to them for free. He does take a lot of damage. Kill VJ gets taken down right there by Delarski. And there's not much that can be done here. Jacknew looking to get a pull off. There's the pull on top of Delarski. No. But was it the right target? He's forced to go out. The flicker's coming out as well. Jacknew Kelra flickering on top of it. Etu Max gets taken out. That's going to be a mega kill for Kyrie.
This is game.
We questioned it, and look at the power of this Aulus, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to be game number 1 going over to ONIC PH. And there's not much more the boys of Omega can do.
Man, this Aulus pickup, what surprised me the most is how effective it was for ONIC. When the first time we saw Aulus in the league,